What's up, everybody? Welcome to West Nale Virus. I am Caleb. That is Josiah. If you're listening on Spotify and iTunes, you can find us on YouTube at West Nale Virus. If you're on YouTube, go subscribe to us where you listen to your podcasts. If you're on YouTube, also like, subscribe, comment below, whatever is relevant, whatever we're talking about, make sure that it's relevant or not, or just comment. Today, we're talking trade block in the NFL. We got a few guys that we're going to touch on. There's some they're all big name guys. And we will sorry, I'm getting distracted by what's going on in Josiah's room. He's got a bird chirping. So he's saving a baby bird. Good for Josiah.
Yes, I'm saving a baby bird.
Way more than what I would do. And we also got other people running around. I think they're trying to get famous in the background.
They are. It's true. They're clout chasers.
Yeah. Straight to football. Baker Mayfield is going through quite a story, adventure. You could call it. It looks as though he wants to get traded. He doesn't want to be in Cleveland anymore. We don't know if Cleveland wants him though.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What's going on with Baker Mayfield?
Well, Baker, obviously, he's in Cleveland right now. He does not want to be in Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland wants to trade him because he would be the best backup quarterback in the NFL. I can't think of another backup that's as good as him. I mean,
right.
Maybe Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
No one knows how good he is anymore. But yeah, he'd be the best backup. I don't think they want to trade him. But he wants to get traded. And for him, some good landing spots would be the Redskins, maybe, though they're not going to trade for him because they already traded for Carson Wentz, which I don't understand. The Seahawks would be a good spot.
That's a better one, I think.
Yeah, that's probably the Seahawks is probably the best spot for Baker right now. The only other teams that I can
Falcons
think of, maybe the Falcons, maybe the Titans, but I don't think they're going to want to trade when they still have Ryan Tannehill.
There's no need
he'll be their starter for this year. Yeah. I don't think Baker Mayfield is necessarily that big of an upgrade either over Tannehill. I mean, Tannehill's not amazing, but he's not bad. So
I think when Baker Mayfield is on, he is on. He's very good. His ceiling is really high. Though. Yeah. Problem is that it's not up to Baker. And a lot of these players that we're going to be talking about, it's not up to them. It's up to the organization.
Right.
If
where they end up.
Yes. So you can ask for a trade all you want. And it seems like we are now in this stage where players assume that they can just go ask for a trade and then they're going to get traded, if they have that weight in the organization. But they don't have to trade you.
They don't have to, but you also don't necessarily have to play. I mean, they can't make you.
I think it's a team like the Seahawks. Sorry. They should come in. They should trade. Baker they should. Well, it's the Browns. The Browns should try and trade with the Jets.
The Jets aren't going to try and get Baker Mayfield though, because they're going to get Zach Wilson though. He was a rookie last year.
No, they're going to give hypothetical that I would love to see happen. It's not going to happen. But they should trade both of their first round draft picks in top 10, and get somebody else for it, and then the Jets will have Baker Mayfield, or the Seahawks would more legitimately. We can go back to real life now. We'll trade their draft pick.
Yes, the Seahawks. I could see maybe the Giants. Daniel Jones hasn't been super impressive. I know you believe in him, but
I'm a bigger believer in Baker Mayfield.
So there you go. Maybe the Giants. I can't really think of any other teams. I mean, you could say maybe the Patriots, but Mac Jones has been pretty good. So Steelers maybe, if they don't believe in Trubisky.
That is the rumor right now.
If I were them though, I'd just stick with Trubisky. honestly. I think Trubisky's starting caliber. I think he was terrible on the Bears because I don't think anyone would argue he wasn't terrible on the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's gotten better. I think from the little bit that we saw of him on the Bills, I think he's improved since then.
Do you think Baker has the right to be coming out and saying the things he's saying about the organization, and he's kind of complaining about some things? Do you think he's in that right to be doing that?
I mean, I think anyone has the right to do it. Though whether or not it's, I don't know.
Is he being a baby?
Is he being a baby? That is the question.
I don't think he is.
Honestly, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he is, because Deshaun Watson, right? He's a great quarterback, and I do think Deshaun Watson is better than Baker Mayfield. I understand why the Browns wanted Deshaun Watson, but what the Browns did was they told Baker Mayfield that he was the starter. They weren't going out to get Deshaun Watson. They weren't going out to get another quarterback, and then they went out and did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, yeah, absolutely. If someone tells you something and does something else, you can complain about it. That is 100% you're right. You go complain all you want.
Mm-hmm. Problem is that it's business. And if your employer in the football business, your employer
is your team,
and you can't really just quit. If any other job, you could probably just quit and go get another job. But in this, I don't think he can do that here.
Well, he can't because of the contracts.
Right.
I mean, because he's on contract. So,
all right, moving on to the next guy, Deebo Samuel.
Now, this is an interesting discussion.
This is the big news in the NFL right now. Deebo Samuel has asked to be traded.
Really bad news for the 49ers
and
for 49ers fans.
Well,
obviously, as you said, they don't have to trade him.
No, they don't have to.
And they don't want to either.
No, it's come out that the 49ers, they don't want to trade him. And why would you?
No, I understand not wanting to trade him. But
Deebo has come out and said, I don't want to play wide receiver running back combination. He doesn't want to play that position. So if you're in charge of the 49ers, Josiah, what are you doing?
Honestly, I think here, best thing you can do is trade Deebo Samuel to the Browns.
Okay.
For Amari Cooper. And maybe,
even though they just signed him, you think that they would trade Amari Cooper?
Maybe not. They might not. But if they would, I think, because I think Deebo Samuel is an upgrade over Amari Cooper. And I think that Amari Cooper is a solid replacement. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Amari Cooper will be able to play wide receiver running back, but hey, maybe trade him to Atlanta for Cordarrelle Patterson.
If you're looking for that position again.
Yeah.
Cordarrelle Patterson is not even close to Deebo, but
no, but
you're going to have to get a lot more. I think my joke about the Jets
sign Laviska Shenault.
There you go. You go get Laviska. If Shanahan wants that position, he may not. They may.
Right. Well, but if not, if you don't want that position, just say, okay, fine, Deebo. You're just a receiver now. No more running back. Done.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah. And then this conversation is over with.
But yeah.
Now, I know they're in contract negotiations. He hasn't finished his rookie contract, which is 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I think he's only played 4 years. And he's been hurt most of the time. I think he's only played like 2 full seasons.
Right.
But last year was an amazing year for Deebo. So I'm assuming this talk came up because Deebo wants big money, and the Jaguars and Christian Kirk kind of ruined the NFL when it comes to wide receivers and money.
Deebo's actually only played 3 seasons. His first season, he missed 2-ish games. His second season, he missed almost the whole season. And then last season was his first full season, and he absolutely crushed it out of the water.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's seeing these I'm sure he saw Christian Kirk get a lot of money and all these wide receivers getting paid a lot of money. He's thinking to himself, I'm one of the best. I need that money.
Yeah.
I want the money. And I think that's fine. But I don't know if you can ask to be traded. I think you need to go out and prove again.
I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. And the 49ers are completely within their rights not to trade him here. I don't know why he requested a trade so quickly. I mean, obviously, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there was some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about yet. But yeah, I don't know why he requested a trade so quickly. It seemed kind of premature. That being said, there's a couple of teams in the NFL that are in need of wide receivers really bad.
There's a lot.
And the next two guys we're going to talk about are AJ Brown and Terry McLaurin. Well, both of them are also wide receivers.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about them. Terry McLaurin has not requested a trade, nor has he even talked about moving to another team. He wants a new contract. Same thing happened with AJ Brown, but he wasn't going to get it. So now he has requested a trade. So basically, Deebo Samuel and AJ Brown are up for a trade or are requesting a trade. Terry McLaurin, 3 weeks down the road, we'll just have to see. But if all three of those guys end up for trade, these are the teams to me that I think should go out and try and get
one or all of them.
Yes. And number one team on my list, Baltimore Ravens.
Really?
Yes. Because the Baltimore Ravens are legit contenders, but they don't have an amazing receiver. I'm not saying the receivers are bad. Devin Duvernay, he's their 3. He's okay. What's
Malcolm Brown, Hollywood Brown, who I think is very overrated.
I agree. That's the problem. I think Malcolm Brown is very overrated.
And Boykin.
Or Marquise Brown, sorry. And then they have Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman, he was a rookie last year and didn't play pretty much all. Or that's not true. He didn't. He did play.
I think I said Boykin, but I think he just signed somewhere else.
Okay. Bateman did play. Sorry, I was thinking about someone else. But anyways, Brown, Bateman, Duvernay. They're okay. Solid receivers. I don't think any of them are superstars. Deebo Samuel could be a superstar.
And he is.
Yeah. And AJ Brown.
Superstar.
Could be a superstar. Terry McLaurin. Superstar. So basically, if you could go out and get one of those 3 guys, that would be amazing.
You're a legitimate contender now.
You are a legitimate contender now. The other thing the Ravens should look at, though, is Julio Jones. I don't know how good he would be. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's coming back, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's the number one team for me that I think should go out and acquire one of those guys.
There's a lot of teams that need wide receivers, and we know, mock drafts have been going around, and there's a lot of wide receivers going.
Right.
We have Jets need one. You could go. Panthers could take one. There's a lot of teams that could take one. Chiefs could take one. I think a sleeper team that could take one of these guys are the Bills.
And that's true. I don't think that's necessary.
No, and the problem is, it's a sleeper team, but I don't think they would, because you have to trade. So you're going to give something up. Now you could give up draft picks this year, and I think that would be okay. If you don't need anything on defense, give up your draft picks for Deebo or AJ.
I think that's fair. The thing is, to me, though, people keep saying that the Bills need a receiver. They still have Stephon Diggs. They still have Isaiah McKenzie.
Well, the other team that I was going to talk about is in their division as well, and that's the Patriots.
No, yes, the Patriots. But the thing about the Patriots is they rarely, until Belichick is gone, you know how Belichick is. He doesn't like that superstar receiver. He's had it in the past. He had Jerry Rice, right? I mean, for a little while, but sorry, was it not Jerry Rice?
Randy Moss.
He had Randy Moss. He had Randy Moss for a while, but other than that, he's really never had. I mean, his superstar receiver was Julian Edelman.
Yep.
I mean, on any other team, Julian Edelman is not an amazing superstar receiver. And he's not necessarily a huge fan of the superstar receiver thing. So I could see him maybe not wanting to get one of these guys, but I could also see him wanting to get one of these guys because once again, they're good football players. I think AJ Brown would be the best fit for the Patriots.
I think Terry McLaurin, but he's not really
really
on the trade block.
That's fair.
You want to know my take on all this, Josiah?
Go for it.
My take on this is that the NFL is having trouble with the NFL draft this year because there's not a lot of big name QBs, wide receivers, running backs, like skill position guys. And they need some news. And so they're really latching on to these stories to make news. I think that is why we hear so much about this stuff. The only thing that is really news is Deebo requesting a trade, but realistically, none of these guys get traded.
Right. Well, the thing is, honestly, I don't think any of them will get traded unless they do a holdout. Which I hate. I hate seeing people do holdouts. But I don't think the teams will trade them unless they hold out. Now, I could understand Deebo saying, "Hey, if you're not going to play me in my position, I don't want to play," and that I can understand. If he tells his team, "Listen, I don't want to play this," either not play me or play me at the position I want to play at, then now it's up to the team. Either they put him at wide receiver or he's not going to play. I get that. The contract holdouts annoy me though.
Yeah, it's hilarious. American sports. It's the only industry in the world where you can demand more money, not show up to work, and not get fired.
And by the way, work is playing a game with a ball.
Yeah, how fun is that?
Dude, that's the best life in the world.
Yeah, we need that life, Josiah. We should have
been professional football players. I could have done it. I'm only 5'7".
Yep. Well, back to these guys. I think moral of the story is the NFL needs news. And so they're going to grab these small end stories. I don't know the correct term. Small stories.
Like Terry McLaurin. The Terry McLaurin thing shouldn't really even be news. Barely.
Well, this Deebo news should have lasted like 2 hours.
Right.
But
it should have been but it's been a few days
because the 49ers, we're not going to really trade him. And
right.
But social media, we can thank social media for all of this. And we can thank players that take their names out of their team name out of their bios, which it's just a crazy world.
Didn't someone else do that as well?
Kyler Murray did that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a ridiculous world. Absolutely. But yeah, anyways, back to if someone is going to require them, I said Ravens was my number one team that should. Jets need one. Eagles is a big team for me. And the Packers, I think, is an obvious one. I didn't have any receivers.
I don't know if I said this. I was about my joke with the Jets trading both their first round draft picks. I would actually be okay with them doing that for Deebo.
I wouldn't. If I were the Jets general manager, I would never trade 2 draft picks, 2 early draft picks for a receiver. No, I do think they need a receiver, but they need defense worse to me. So
that's true. They probably do. And the way I feel about building teams, you're right. I was contradicting myself, and it wasn't smart of me to say that. The other team, I think a Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel straight up swap would be fine. With my view on running backs, I think they're replaceable, and a Deebo Christian McCaffrey swap would be fine. I don't know if the Panthers would do that, but
yeah, I don't either. I don't know if the Panthers would, but I think the Panthers should. I think that would be a good move for the Panthers.
Yeah.
And I think that would also be a solid move for the
Niners.
49ers. I mean, because, hey, Christian McCaffrey, he's a good pass catching back. You could almost use him as a hybrid receiver running back. So,
right. Just match him up out of the back, just how the Panthers use him. Same way.
Exactly.
Anything else on the trade block, Josiah?
Not that I know of.
All right. Make sure you guys go check out our tier list for the QBs for this upcoming season. Let us know how crazy we are. And like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review on iTunes. We'll read it live.
Absolutely. Comment.
All right. We'll see. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all social media, West Nile Virus, NALE. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.